Welcome to Marvel Tunes.
The Mermaid of the Kingdom of Coralina. Ilara was sitting cross-legged in the palace garden with her enchanted storybook in her hands, her fingers tracing the edges of an ancient, shimmering book she had discovered beneath a giant, twisting tree. It was a book unlike any she had ever seen before, with pages that seemed to pulse with magic and adventure. She had already read 2 incredible tales, but now her eyes were drawn to the 3rd title that glittered on the page, The Mermaid of the Kingdom of Coralina. "Ooh, this sounds exciting," Ilara said, her voice bubbling with curiosity. "An underwater kingdom? I wonder what kind of creatures live there." Her heart raced with excitement as she carefully ran her finger along the title. The moment her fingertip touched the words, there was a splash of water, and Ilara was suddenly plunged into a world of cool, shimmering blue. She gasped, her eyes wide as she found herself surrounded by a dazzling coral reef, swaying like an underwater forest. Fish of every size and color swam past her, their scales glistening like little jewels in the sunlight filtering down from above. It felt like she was swimming in a dream. "Princess Ilara! Welcome!" called a melodic voice. Ilara spun around, her heart skipping a beat. A mermaid, her tail shimmering with every color of the ocean, was swimming gracefully toward her. Her long hair swirled around her like the tides themselves. "I am Marina, Queen of Coralina," the mermaid said with a bow. "We have been waiting for you." Ilara blinked. "Me? A princess?" she thought, feeling a bit dizzy. But Marina continued, her voice becoming more serious. "The sea pearl has been stolen, and without it, the oceans are in turmoil. The balance of our world is breaking," Marina explained. "Only someone pure of heart can restore the peace. That someone is you, Princess Ilara." Ilara's eyes widened. A stolen pearl? An underwater world in chaos? She couldn't believe what she was hearing. This was no ordinary adventure. She glanced around at the glowing fish, the swaying seaweed, and the majestic sea turtles swimming nearby. "I won't let this beautiful world fall apart," Ilara said, her voice full of determination. "Where do we start?" Marina smiled brightly, her eyes sparkling like the ocean itself. "Follow me, and I will show you the way." Together, they swam through the vibrant coral reefs, exploring the wonders of the deep. Ilara marveled at the creatures they met along the way. Playful dolphins who twirled through the water like acrobats, enormous turtles that glided through the sea with slow, steady grace, and octopuses who changed colors as quickly as lightning. "Look! A sunken ship!" Marina exclaimed, pointing toward the shadowy outline of an old pirate ship half buried in the sand. "Perhaps we can find a clue there." They swam closer to the ship, its wooden hull covered in barnacles and seaweed. Inside, the air was cool and musty, and shadows flickered all around them. Yikes! What was that? Ilara jumped when a giant crab scuttled across the deck, its claws snapping loudly. Marina laughed, her voice like the tinkling of a bell. "Don't worry, Ilara, it's only a crab, but look over there!" She pointed to the captain's desk, where an old tattered map lay hidden under a pile of seashells. "This map!" Ilara exclaimed, her fingers brushing over the glowing lines and symbols. "It's a map of the labyrinth of glowing caves. We're getting closer." Marina nodded. "The sea pearl is hidden within the labyrinth, but it won't be easy to find. Many dangers lie ahead." "Then let's go," Ilara said, feeling a rush of excitement. She wasn't about to back down now. They swam deeper into the ocean, the water growing colder and the currents stronger. Finally, they arrived at the entrance to the labyrinth of glowing caves, a series of winding tunnels that seemed to stretch on forever. The walls of the cave sparkled with tiny crystals, casting soft, magical light in every direction. "This is it!" Marina whispered, her voice filled with awe. But just as Alara was about to swim forward, the ground began to tremble. "Rumble! Crash!" "Look out!" Marina shouted, swimming quickly to the side as massive boulders began to tumble down, blocking the path. "How are we going to get through this?" Alara asked, her eyes wide with worry. The rumbling continued, and rocks fell around them like rain. "We have to think fast," Marina said, her tail flicking with urgency. "The labyrinth is trying to stop us, but we can't give up." Alara bit her lip, then had an idea. "Follow me," she called, her voice steady with newfound courage. Together, they dodged falling rocks, squeezing through narrow gaps and racing down dark corridors. With each twist and turn, Alara's excitement grew. She was determined to find the sea pearl and save the ocean. At last, they reached a vast, glowing chamber. In the center of the room, suspended on a pedestal of coral, was the sea pearl. It glowed with a soft, radiant light, casting beautiful reflections all around them. "We found it!" Alara cheered, her heart soaring. She swam toward the pearl, eager to return it to its rightful place. But just as she reached out to touch it, a shadow appeared above them. A massive sea serpent, its scales glimmering like midnight stars, rose from the depths of the cave, blocking their way. "Who dares to take the sea pearl?" the serpent hissed, its voice deep and rumbling like thunder. Alara's heart skipped a beat. "A sea serpent? What do we do now?" Marina didn't hesitate. "We come in peace," she called, swimming forward. "The sea pearl belongs to the ocean, not to any one creature. We must return it to restore the balance." The sea serpent studied them for a long moment, its glowing eyes piercing through the darkness. Then, slowly, it lowered its massive head. "You are wise, princess," it said, its voice softening. "I see now. Take the pearl and restore the ocean." With Marina's gentle encouragement, Alara reached out and took the sea pearl in her hands. As soon as she did, the entire cavern burst into light. The water around them swirled in vibrant colors, and the ocean seemed to sing in joy. The currents calmed, and the creatures of the sea cheered. Alara felt the rush of magic fill her, and with a final splash, she was back in the jungle. The enchanted book was still warm in her hands, and the sounds of the ocean seemed to echo in her ears. "Wow, that was incredible!" she exclaimed, her heart still racing. "Coralina is a place I'll never forget." And with that, Alara closed the book, her smile as bright as the sea pearl itself.